Of the reopening of schools countrywide later on here on KTN Prime. But let's take a look at some politics now. The country has for the past few days been locked in a fierce debate on the intention and implications of Senate Majority Whip Irungu Kang'ata's letter to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Kang'ata's letter warned the head of state of an imminent rejection of the Building Bridges initiative in the Mount Kenya region in the upcoming referendum vote. So how important is the region to the success or failure of the BBI? And what is its place in the 2022 Kenyatta succession matrix? KTN political reporter Murimi Mwangi sought to find out.
If ever there was a man whose mood and intonation of Kikuyu speech was enough to excommunicate any spirit of political rebellion from the vast Mount Kenya region, then it certainly had to be one Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, a trait lately characteristically audible in the anger of his son, President Uhuru Kenyatta. But could the president be shouting at a deaf mountain? Well, the recent controversy, ignited by Senate Majority Whip Irungu Kang'ata's warning in a letter to the president about an imminent rejection of his Building Bridges initiative in the region, illuminates what appears to be the growing wave of rebellion against the president in his own backyard. As recently witnessed in such chaos in October last year, when police clashed with the Deputy President William Ruto's supporters, forcing their way to a fundraiser in Kenol Town. And these night-long riots that followed Ruto ally and Kiharu legislator Ndindi Nyoro's September 2019 arrest for alleged incitement. Analysts argue in the aftermath of Kang'ata's controversial letter, Kenyatta is under fresh pressure to disapprove critics questioning his political grip on the mountain.
For him, the best chance he has is to stop this BBI discussion, stop pushing the agenda through BBI, find a different way to incorporate particular aspects of that through legislative amendments, and manage the political fallout.
Maybe this is employed by President Uhuru Kenyatta to get it out there so that it gives him a very good excuse to rejig his team so that he can even be more efficient in working properly for his politics.
We don't even want the president to come and sell BBI. We will sell it ourselves. Kazi ya Kang'ata itakuwa kufanya poll. Kila wiki anafanya poll, ana-release. Anafanya poll, ana-release.
Yet boasting of 6 million plus votes and a traditional near homogeneous voting pattern, the mountain holds a critical key to the BBI's success. On the flip side though, even with a victory on the BBI vote, a low voter turnout at the referendum, analysts argue would lend credence to Kang'ata's and other critics' warning of voter apathy on the mountain, a narrative that has become the hallmark of the Ruto-led Hustlers movement. This as the BBI train faces yet another hurdle after the Muslim for Human Rights organization petitioned the High Court to stop the ongoing signatures verification on account of lack of a legal framework to guide the process, a case whose hearing is slated for the 14th of January.
This election that is coming will be on issues. And William Ruto has captured the imagination of the hustlers nation and they are 90% of this country. And this is a big wave that somebody today is talking about the lowly people, the people down there. Even talking about them is good enough, even before you do anything.
While whipping his troops back to order is inevitable, the raging political climate and uncertainty certainly pose a major test for Kenyatta as he ponders his next move. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News, in Nairobi.
From central Kenya back to Nairobi, there is a new twist in the race for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat. A petitioner, Peter Agoro, has filed a notice in court to withdraw a case challenging the nomination of Anne